Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live session. We're just going to be waiting a few seconds for some people to join in and then we'll begin. Till then, why don't you just let me know your name and where you are logging in from? Just type your name, city. Put it in the comments if you're seeing this on Facebook or Instagram, wherever you are seeing this. Let me know where you are logging in from. Just type your name and your city in the comments so that we can have an idea of where all you are logging in from. On Instagram, Shweta is from Delhi. Hi Shweta, high five for you. I saw that you had turned on the reminder also for this event, the countdown. Super. You're excited about today's session. So am I. We're going to start off soon. We'll wait just another 10-15 seconds for people to join in today's session. Yes, high five. Now those on Instagram and Facebook also, a big hi to you. Let me see the comments. Where are you from? I'll also take a second to share this stream to our group. Let me share this to our group on Facebook as well. Till then, please let me know where you are logging in from. And we are about to start now. Okay. So, participants, welcome to today's live session. Today's topic is how to relieve workplace stress even if you have a super hectic workday, all right? This is going to be driven by insights which I have derived from my own career, from my own work journey, because before I became an entrepreneur, I was also working in several companies, and that accumulated experience has helped me to design today's session for all of you. And I will be sharing the secrets of how you can use the Bulletproofing Happiness formula to make yourself stress-free even in your hectic workplace. Sounds good? Are you guys excited? If you're excited, just put a Y for yes in the comments. And I'm going to start off. Let me see the Y in the comments. Just put a Y in the comments wherever you're seeing this, if it's Facebook or Instagram, and we start off now. By the way, while you're putting the comments in, I wish to remind you all that if you want to be a part of the live question and answer session at the end of today's live, then you must be a part of the Bulletproofing Happiness Facebook group, and you have to be watching the live from there and you can ask your questions. So if you have not yet joined the group, you can head to my bio wherever you are seeing this from and just go to the link which says Facebook group. Join it, and next time onwards you would be able to come live and ask me your questions real time as well. Okay, super. For the benefit of everybody who's meeting me for the first time, my name is Aman Chandra and I am a bulletproof happiness coach and a motivational speaker. I help people beat stress, attain happiness and get fit within 3 months. Okay? That's my goal. This is what I typically do with people. And today's session, just to remind anybody who's joined new, is all about the secrets to living stress-free even in a super hectic work day or a career, right? Okay, let's get going. Super. So the first thing that I need to share with all of you is, let's just do a quick deep dive into what really is stress, okay? Stress, my definition of stress is that it is a response of the mind, and please listen closely. If you have pens and pads, you may make some notes for yourself, because very interesting things are going to be shared with you today. So stress is a response of the mind. What's the word? The mind, whenever it perceives something in the near future or immediate present to be dangerous or to be unpleasant in some way. Let me repeat this for you because it's worth listening to each word closely. So once again, stress is a response of the human brain whenever it thinks that something in the near future or immediate present is either dangerous or unpleasant in some way. Okay, so I hope you've got this down with you. Some of the important words here, because sometimes it is possible for you to recognize that whatever your mind is saying to you or whatever your mind is experiencing need not always be listened to 100% or rather believed 100%. The crux of the matter is over here that there is a slight difference between who you truly are and what your mind is saying. In my courses, in my programs, I dive into this deeper and I help people to understand what this really means. Who truly are you? And are you every thought that comes to you? Are you what the mind is saying? You get to understand this in more detail. But for now, what the important thing what I want you to understand is that it's a response of your mind or the human brain. And it is possible for you to be able to objectively evaluate this response without getting aligned with it. Okay? It'll come with practice, and of course, if you decide to be a part of any of the programs, you'll be able to really understand how to imbibe this philosophy, which will change your life forever. This is a good starting point for you. Now you know the roadmap. Start understanding that you don't need to listen to everything that your mind is saying. Okay, if I were to summarize it for you. Super. So in science also, stress is actually defined by something called the fight or flight mode. So what really is this fight or flight mode? Going back to prehistoric times, when civilization was not so advanced and humans used to live in the wild, etc., at that point it was some sort of physical danger was lurking all around, right? Imagine living in the wild, in the jungles, in forests. A human had to be very, very vigilant all the time. And it was at that time that the human brain developed something called the fight or flight mode, which means whenever some sort of danger was perceived, two responses were developed by the human brain, which is either you fight that situation off, either you fight that danger off, or you flight. That means you fly off from that situation, you run away from that situation. And both these things caused a lot of stress. So this got developed and it's remained with humans as we have moved into modern civilization. But this kind of response is actually no longer required. So, but still, because it was developed and it is still there with us, it gets triggered. So depending on how well you respond to stressful situations, you ignite or activate some of this fight or flight response within yourself. Okay, so you need to recognize that this is happening with you, and it's not something which is actually needed to that degree which it is happening to you right now. You are not in a super dangerous situation like maybe you were when humans were living open in the wild. Okay, so this is the background for you. Now if you're following this, just put a Y in the comments. Let me see that you're up to speed and you are grasping what's happening over here, and I will move forward. Let me welcome all the new participants who joined in. When this session is all about how to relieve your workplace stress even if you have a super hectic work day. Okay, awesome. Now let me move on I'm going to keep an eye on the time because these live sessions, I have promised everybody that they are going to be for 21 minutes. Okay, and I want to make sure that you get a power packed session. If time permits, I might even delve deeper and give you some bonuses. So let's see how it goes. Let me tell you what my understanding of workplace stress is. Okay, now that we have a background about stress, workplace stress is a specific kind of stress which we perceive when we are doing our regular work activities. It is related to our role in our offices, it is related to our careers, it is related to our business, and it is related to our overall professional life. This stress is derived from two things. Your workplace stress is derived from two things. The first kind is an external stress trigger. Okay, what's the word? External stress trigger. What are these kind of external stress triggers? The first is something which is triggered by, let's say, your immediate level teams, your ability to work in a team. So, for example, any kind of politics that you face in office where your team members try to cut you off or try to show that they are better than you, or basically always try to maybe get the promotion instead of you. That is the kind of politics that you experience within your same team. Another kind of external stress that is very, very prevalent is that which you experience from your immediate supervisor or maybe higher up, your higher ups, if you have multiple supervisors and multiple levels above you. So these two are the main external stresses in your workplace. Why are we talking about these? Because it's once you understand and once you recognize where your stress is getting triggered from, then you can develop a strategy to work towards overcoming it, right? The third kind of stress trigger is an internal stress trigger. What does an internal stress trigger mean? It's something that you feel because of your own goals, your own perceptions, and your own needs. For example, if you are very, very ambitious, if you want to get that promotion within 6 months instead of 12 months, that is a kind of an internal stress. That is a workplace stress which is coming from an internal trigger. Okay, if you want to do this project absolutely perfectly so that you get some sort of recognition, that is also an internal stress in your workplace. So basically there are two broad categories. One is external stress and one is internal stress trigger in your workplace. All right, super. Now if you're getting this, please put a Y in the comments. Let me see that you're understanding this basic level of, or this basic view that we are developing is going to help you to approach each point and get a specific strategy for it. Awesome. Shweta says that she's very stressed about your promotion. Super. If you're getting this, a big high five for you. We're going to be working on this now. Excellent. Okay. Now, so what do you do once you've identified that this is or you've understood that these are the kinds of workplace stresses and this is the reason that you're feeling stress? What's important for us is to next identify what among these different types of stresses really is your major stress trigger. What really is your major workplace stress trigger? Is it one form of an external or an outside force trigger, or is it some form of a self-inflicted stress trigger? Think deeply, put down your thoughts, and don't try and make several points together. That means don't highlight all the points which are causing you stress. Pick up the one which is the most important for you right now so that you can start working on it. Laser focus is always the way to go, and in each of my coaching programs, this is what I help people to do. Become laser focused on the goal that they are having in their life so that they can work towards achieving that step by step using the bulletproofing happiness formula. Okay, so in this live session also I'm going to be giving you the same strategies. The only thing I would like to tell you is that being consistent is what gets you results, and that is the main thing which is missing in our own life. We may have the knowledge, but we are not able to execute it. Coach to help me, to not only show me the way, but to guide me, to be hold me accountable, to track my progress, and to get me to the end result. So this is the purpose of putting yourself and investing in your own happiness and personal growth. This is why it is important. All right, super. So whether you think it is with me or some book or some other mentor, you need to invest in your own personal growth, not just for these 21 minutes with me, but for at least 3 to 6 months. That's when you get rapid results. Awesome. Now if you're grasping this, a big high five for you. Let me see a Y in the comments if you're following this, and I will proceed forward. Put a Y in the comments. Let me see that you're following everything that we've done till now. What we are going to be moving on to is, so how do you deal with workplace stress? Looking at the time, I've realized that we will do our best to complete this in the stipulated time. Okay, so let's take this. Let me help you to deal with self-inflicted workplace stress. Okay, we identified that self-inflicted workplace stress is something that comes because of your own need to achieve something in work, which may be getting that promotion, which may be getting highlighted in your workplace, which may be receiving recognition. Now, all these things are coming up because you internally need or believe that you need something in order to feel worthy, in order to feel loved, in order to feel appreciated. So how do you deal with this? Well, the main thing that we need to understand over here is that having a goal, having a need to achieve something is good. However, when we get attached to any desire, that is when we end up creating problems, or more specifically psychological pain for ourselves. Listen closely, okay? Desire is never bad, but it is when we get attached to some form of desire, that is when it becomes a source of psychological pain. Let me repeat that for you. It's good to have goals, it's good to have desires, but when you get attached, or rather super attached to outcomes, or super attached to that goal, then you are setting yourself up for experiencing some form of psychological pain at some point or the other. Now you might ask me why. Why is this so? The simple reason for this is that you cannot control the outcome of anything in your day 100%. Okay, it's impossible to do that, because that is how life is a series of things in flux. Let me repeat that for you. Life is a series of things in flux. You cannot control whether it's going to be a rainy day tomorrow. You cannot control whether it's going to be a sunny day tomorrow. For that matter, you cannot even control how fast you are going to digest the breakfast that you ate today. So you don't even have to put an effort into digesting the breakfast that you are putting into yourself that day. So if you cannot even control something which is like your own body, or at least you cannot control everything about it, then you have to recognize that there is something more going on in life, right, than what we are aware of. I'll give you another example. Like, Are you in charge of growing your own hair? Do you do anything to grow your own hair, or does it grow itself? It's growing itself, right? Can you control what color it's going to come out? You cannot. Of course, you can move your hands, etc. But there's so many things which you're not really in full control of, right? So we need to become comfortable with this aspect. Instead of trying to control everything, we have to become comfortable with the idea of not being in control of everything. So this then gets attached to this gets aligned with the idea that you should not get attached to your own goals in your workplace, which is how you deal with this form of self-inflicted workplace stress, right? Now, yes, it might be easy to think about the strategy and maybe tough to apply it, but you have to start. It has to start somewhere if you want to start experiencing this reduction in your workplace stress. As I said before, it is essential to be consistent, not just to receive a level of wisdom, a level of coaching. It's necessary to be consistent in applying it. You need to know what road to follow, and you need to follow it, and you need to work with people who are on a similar journey. Okay, that's when you get results. So understanding is not enough. Application is what is needed, if I were to conclude. And this is what I realized along my journey of coaching people, of helping them find happiness. And this is what is necessary for you and everybody, including me, to get to our goal. All right. So let us not just think or attend a lecture or read a book. We have to learn how to be able to apply it. Take somebody's help. Align yourself with a mentor who can help you to achieve something, who can coach you to being consistent, who can check your performance as such, and make sure you reach your goal. Otherwise, it always remains a goal. It does not get achieved. So this is my sincere analysis, my sincere request, however you may like to think about it. But this is a mistake that we make, and I have made myself. And I don't want you to have to spend another 10 years going through the same stress. Right? Start learning how to take action. Come to the field. Invest in your own happiness. It's very important. Right? Okay. Now quickly I will share with you, or let me ask you what questions you have now. Since if anybody has any questions, and remember that if your questions can be asked if you are within the Bulletproofing Happiness Facebook community, and if you have not joined that community yet, and if you are not watching this live from there, then please feel free to go to my bio and check the link and join the community. The membership is free for now, and before it changes, don't forget to claim your seat. Okay, awesome. All the others, if you have any comments about today's session, about how you're feeling, please feel free to write it right now. Have you been able to follow what's happening? What has been the biggest learning that you have taken away from today's session? Let me hear this in the comments. You can also drop this in the comments after we are done with today's live session. I'd love to hear from you. Everything that has been shared with you is personally tried and tested, and my promise to you that you will get results if you consciously practice and apply these tools. Okay? Awesome. Now on that note, I want to thank everybody who spent their Thursday evening with me learning and growing and learning how to apply the Bulletproofing Happiness formula. If you have any questions and if you want to connect with me beyond this, feel free to send me a direct message on Facebook or Instagram, wherever you're watching this. You can also connect with me on my website www.amanchandra.net. Again, it's all available in my bio. And let me give all of you a big high five. And more power to all of you for applying these secrets and getting to workplace stress free. And if you need any support from me, feel free to drop me a direct message. On that note, we'll conclude for today and see you all soon. Bye.